The English translations for One Piece. Chapter 1140 is out, so let's go over it. The title of Chapter 1140 is Scopper Gaban. In the cover story, we see the continuation of Yamato's journey in Wano. Yamato is currently in Who's Who's hideout, where we can see Ulti being tied up on a cross and Who's Who is attacking her with knives. Yamato will most likely save Ulti from this situation. I wonder if Yamato and Ulti are going to join hands in defeating Who's Who in the upcoming chapters. Anways, the chapter starts where the last one ended. Luffy is confused and doesn't know why he has to fight Gaban. Zoro thinks back to what Colin said about how powerful his dad is. Luffy stretches his hand to take the key, but Gaban easily dodges him. Starting to get annoyed, Luffy jumps closer Gaban, and then he tries to take the key again. This time, Gaban coats the key with haki and smashes Luffy into the ground. Black lightnings appear when the key hits Luffy. Luffy emerges from the rubble on the ground. He's very angry. Luffy stretches his hands at Gaban multiple times, like when he uses Gatling, but Gaban dodges them easily again. Suddenly, Gaban shoves part of the key into Luffy's mouth, and Luffy's head takes the shape of the key. Then Gaban takes out both his axes and prepares to attack Luffy with them. Luffy senses powerful Gaban's haki, and his face changes to a worried and funny expression. Gaban uses a huge attack with multiple axe blows that destroy one of the castle towers. Luffy barely dodges the attack, and Zoro stops part of it with his 3 swords. Nami and Road are in shock. Luffy and Zoro get serious. Luffy changes to Gear 5, and black lightnings appear in Zoro's 3 swords. All Luffy's clothes and his axe are white now. Even his Viking helmet has fused with his hair, and it looks like if Luffy has horns. Luffy and Zoro attack Gaban, but he suddenly gives up and entrusts them the key. Luffy and Zoro end up crashing into rocks, since they have to stop their attack. Luffy and Zoro are angry because they don't get to continue the fight. Road is about to tell them who Gaban is, but Gaban stops Road while he picks up his robe and casa hat. Gaban walks away smiling while we see a little flashback about one moment when Shanks came to meet Gaban in Elbaph. Cut to Walrus School. Kids tell Ange they saw a strange bird flying by, but when Ange looks up, it's gone. Cut now to a forest in the Sun World, near to Walrus School. Shamrock and Gunko land in a huge branch. Shamrock is surprised to see that Elbaph even has a school. Then Gunko raises her hand and creates a magic circle in the ground. A black lighting strikes in the magic circle, and 2 new God's Knights appear in an epic double page. First God's Knight is Saint Summers from the Shepherd family, Jew Peter's family. He's a middle-aged man with glasses, long hair, and beard. His goatee has cross shape. He's sitting in a luxurious armchair next to a trunk with clothes, and he's talking with someone by Denden Mushi. It seems he has been summoned before he can dress up, so he only wears a tank top and an underwear. Second God's Knight is Saint Gillingham from the Eremosif family. Not sure what is correct translation for this family name. Although it's not confirmed in the chapter, Gillingham clearly has the power of Kirin Zoan fruit. His name is Kiringamu in Japanese, another hint. And it seems Kirin fruit is awakened because there are white clouds floating around Gillingham's neck. Gillingham appears in hybrid form. He has a very long neck with a long mane. His head is similar to a horse's head, but with 2 horns and 2 long whiskers. Gillingham wears a military uniform similar to Shamrock's, and he's gripping a very strange trident. And he has a bubble glass case around his head with a special respirator. Summers notices that Shamrock and Gunko are standing in front of him. Gunko turns around, embarrassed since Summers is only wearing his underwear. Shamrock asks why both of them are summoned when he needs only one. Gillingham says it's because Shamrock has been summoned back to the Holy Land by orders from the above. Then, in the amazing final page of the chapter, we see how the 4 God's Knights observe kids in Walrus School from the top of the giant branch. Summers has finally put on his military uniform, which is similar to that of his companions but with several medals and a rose in the chest. And he also carries a sword on his waist with a thorny handle. Chapter ends with Shamrock saying they plan to make a game in Elbaph. Thank you for watching the video. I love One Piece.